Wow, the next schedule that I wanted to highlight, I put this one on here because it is unique to every other schedule in college football this year. You can see the asterisks next to the verses. Like if you're watching on YouTube. Now, if you listen on Spotify, we love you. Okay, maybe come on one of these days you can check us out on YouTube. Check out our graphics. Say hello. Subscribe, like, do all that. But guess what? The asterisk there means Ryan Field is being demoed right now. It's being torn down, and they're building an entirely new one, and it's not going to be ready until 2026. In fact, they got delayed on tearing it down, but yeah, just know it's not going to be ready. It's not even going to be close to ready. So they're going to have to play neutral site games for every single home game that they play. Now, is Soldier Field kind of like a home game? I guess. Pretty close. But I don't know that they're going to be able to play in Soldier Field. They've already talked about having for the Wisconsin game. They're going to have to play in Lambeau. That's that is not a home game. That is a road game if I've ever seen one. So I'm it's crazy. And this isn't even mentioning like the opponents either. Like your out of conference is Miami, Ohio, who returns a lot of talent on that team that just won the MAC, by the way. You're gonna have to play that at the neutral site game week 1. Okay. Duke, sure you lost Mike Elko. Oh no. They could still have a pretty decent team. I
And
haven't done all the research. Yeah,
Malik
Malik
Murphy
Murphy
looks great
there.
so far.
Yeah. Still got Jacquez Moore. Stud. You're gonna lose Grant Barton on the offensive line there, so we'll see. And you lose your offensive line coach Adam Cushing, so we'll see how good the offensive line is there, because it has overperformed the last couple of years, due to him. But then Eastern Illinois, no big whoop, right? Washington, okay, which could be a pretty good team this year. They
At
lost a lot.
Washington, too. It's
At,
not easy to go across the country there.
that's what I'm saying. It's at Washington. You also get Iowa at Iowa. Like we talked about Wisconsin at Lambeau. Ohio State, what you thought was going to be a home game. And you hope that in November there you're like, oh, let's get a little early snow, a mud it up, a little CJ Stroud muddy up game. Nope, you're not gonna get that. It's a neutral site game. I mean, it could be played at Soldier Field and could get muddied up, but point still stands. It's not a home game, true home game. Michigan and then also Illinois. I mean, this is just tough schedule, man. Like, not only are the opponents on there tough because you draw Ohio State and Michigan and Washington and Iowa, you don't get a single home game. You don't get a single true home game. That's nuts.
What? And that's the thing. Like, how much of a home field advantage is Kyle Field for Northwestern? I
Or
wouldn't say a
Ryan
ton,
Field,
but he
Ryan
also,
Field.
I'm sorry, Ryan Field. I did not just compare Ryan Field to Kyle Field. Anyways, uh, for Ryan Field for Northwestern, the reality still is like there's a comfort level to playing in your own building, right? To going over on campus, having some buzz around campus, right? Even though it is Northwestern, it's still gonna be different. You got to travel out to Lambeau. That's what we know of. We don't know exactly what these other games are gonna be playing for. There's a reason why Vegas attributes home field advantage to be on the point spread because it matters. It matters. Not only is the schedule not easy, like you mentioned, like you walked through, but it's just that much tougher every week getting on a bus and going somewhere. Every week having a hotel, whatever it is, like that's not easy. That's not easy. And for Northwestern, that massively overachieved a year ago, right? And credit to that staff and everything they did, and very happy for them because they deserved it. But you lose Ben Bryant, right? Who was
Who
frisky as ever in year 7
wins games? He wins games.
you got to replace Bryce Gallagher. But other than that, like to me, like this was a chance for Northwestern to continue to take another step forward. But then all of a sudden, yes, it's like one step forward, two steps back, and then you got another step back with the I love the renovations. I think it was long overdue. I love that they're kind of a brand new facility, right? All
Yeah,
these nice
right
things.
after Pat Fitzgerald leaves, too. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
but but in reality, like in the short term, it's brutal. And the same reason why we thought about putting Kansas, the Jayhawks, on this list because their schedules, their stadiums being remade, and they're gonna have all these neutral site games on Arrowhead and all that good stuff. And like, it still matters. It's still hard and all this stuff. And it sucks for these players to not have their senior year being played at their home stadium. But Northwestern will adapt. But reality is, it's still gonna be tough. They return. They're sixth in returning production. Right, the first defensively in returning production. Right, this
Yeah,
is
I
for the year to
mean,
take a step forward, another step forward, and building on the momentum of last year. But it's just tough and unfortunate that you have the timing of the renovations.
yeah, no Bryce Gallagher, but in his place, you're throwing in Mac Uline in there, who was one of their highest rated recruits in the last couple of years, coming out of Lake Forest High School there. I mean, you got to believe that you still have something there at linebacker. So, like you said, I don't know. We'll see. this will be a frisky team, but it'll come at a cost, not having to play, not getting to play your home games at home. So
No. And listen, we like David Braun, right? We,
yeah,
we we love David Braun.
he
Root
shut
for him.
my ass up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, don't roll back the tape right now, but the things that we said about this program back in July and August were not quite heinous, but it was. I mean, he let us know. He
We
gave us the
got
business.
yeah, and he did it to everyone. To everyone. It was awesome for
Yeah,
Northwestern and the Big Ten and all that good stuff. But right, in a year, their over under totals 5.5. Right. And do you see him making a bowl with this game? Where I see one game that I firmly believe that is a win, right? Even Miami, Ohio, neutral site, they return they're ninth in returning production. Miami, Ohio. They're 10. That's the team that won the MAC last year and gave everyone hell that they played. Right. And I don't know if, I mean, I see a bowl game. They're gonna pull it on their hat. I know it's early and a lot can change in the spring off season portal, but you lose 6 guys to Power Five schools in the portal. That's still not easy to deal with, even if you're Northwestern.
I agree.